Every great journey begins with a single step. And at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, that step is met with warmth, guidance, and possibility. Here, learning goes beyond the books. It is where future healthcare heroes are nurtured by passionate instructors who believe in their potential. From theory to practice, our healthcare assistant students gain real-world skills in real healthcare settings, preparing them to serve, support, and make a difference from day one. Because at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, we don't just teach healthcare, we empower excellence. Admissions are now open for our January and February intakes. Step into your future today. Find us at Blessed House, 5th floor, opposite Garden City Mall. Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, empowering excellent healthcare.
A very good morning. Thank you so much for clicking back to KBN. This is Faith Today Television, and we are glad to have you back. Last week, we had amazing moments when we were demystifying areas about freelance and digital opportunities. And we had candid conversations around how young people can leverage on their available digital opportunities for success and also for amassing wealth. This week, we are here to take that conversation to another level. And many other times when many of us go deep, go to extremes as we seek what we call validation. And this time around, we are saying that before those people give you that particular validation, before others tell you that you can, before other people tell you what to do, it is a moment that we need to have such a time with ourselves and discover that which is deep within ourselves and agree that before others tell you, before the world sees what you have, it is your due responsibility to present it to us and to the world at large. And today, we are saying that I am super proud of you. I am super proud of you. Those are not my words. They are the words of our amazing guest today, who I will be introducing in just a few minutes. But before then, allow me to remind you that we've been walking a journey together. We've been walking some milestones together. We've built conversations. We've built businesses together. We've made impact together right here on this wonderful platform. But today, allow me to challenge your mind a little bit. They say that before people purchase, before people buy that particular product that you are selling, they buy you first. They buy you first. And that is to mean that the very first conversation, the very first discussion that we need to have is, how do we position you? How do we establish you? How do we discover even who you are? And that's why this conversation today is very, very significant. And we are here to talk about personal branding. Today, it's all about you. Let's first put our businesses aside. Let's first put our clients aside. Let's first focus on you. Apostle Paul tells Timothy to study and show himself approved workmanship without shame. And I tend to believe many of us are people with so much within ourselves. with so much skills, with so much content, with so much value. But there is also another level of showing ourselves. And that's where we bring on board the conversation about branding, showing ourselves. And before then, allow me to introduce my wonderful co-host, Karen Njoki. Kindly greet our viewers.
Hi everyone, thank you so much Coach Lewis. My name is Karen Njoki. I'll be your co-host. Today we'll be discussing what it takes to build a personal brand, from being invisible to being influential.
Amazing. And as a reminder, remember that our show strives by the support I and you accord to it. And for that, allow me to remind you that down there we have our numbers. Kindly channel your support to us so that we can keep on bringing these wonderful programs unto you. And ladies and gentlemen, at this time and hour, allow me to introduce to you and to the world. I am super proud of you. That is none other than the author of that wonderful book, Bran Nyambego. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
Yes, kindly introduce yourself to our viewers. Who is Bran Nyambego?
Amazing. Bran Nyambego is a global personal branding trainer and author, but above all, first born in a family of 6 kids. I'm happy to be here today to have a conversation that will give you meaning, purpose, and fulfillment so that you can be able to change, not just from a perspective of branding, but also from within your heart, your mind, and your soul. As you said, that I'm super proud of you once again. Thank you for being here.
Wow, amazing. At least now you heard it from the horse's mouth that he is super proud of you. And today he's here to tell us what he means by telling us that he's super proud of you. But before we continue, there's an illusion. There's an illusion out there, an illusion of visibility. Every one of us, especially with the young people, are fighting to be seen, are working extremely hard on spaces, social media, posting day in, day out, creating content. Some of us are even going out of our moral standard just to be seen. But today we are fortunate that we are going to learn how to ensure that we don't just get visible, but we get influential. We are not just known, but we are known for something. And that brings us to our first area of conversation, that illusion of visibility. And maybe to you, Sir Brian, why do you think so many young people are visible, but still very invisible?
I would say that the reason is that we are building a generation that is looking at achievement more than character. By that, I mean that as much as we want to go forward, so there's this thing that people have created online. You see someone has 1 million followers, someone has 100,000 followers, but you never get to ask yourself, what did it take for them to get there? All you get to ask yourself is, if I start posting content today, by tomorrow, will I have 100,000, the 200,000? That is what you keep asking yourself, which gives you the wrong impression of what you're supposed to do or become. So one of the greatest things that any person out there should do is, first of all, build character. Character, that means you need to understand. For example, last year, I took a whole 365 days to post 3 videos every single day for me to have a community of about 100,000 plus people. Globally, I've impacted so many. But let's say if I woke up one day and I say that I'm starting to post today and by next week I need to have 100,000 followers. It is possible, yes, but it depends with the work that someone puts in. Because the quality of questions you ask yourself determine the quality of answers that you get. So many young people, or our generation today, someone will wake up and say, I'm starting a business right now, but today, in a week's time, I want to hit this target. It's not wrong, it's not bad, but the whole thing is, you need to understand that in between, there are things that you'll have to go through. So when you get a setback, you think that that is not meant for you. While enough, it's just time that you haven't put in. Even in public speaking, there's something that we call podium time. If you haven't given your podium time, it's very hard for you to understand that there's some things that you won't get to understand as a public speaker. So I would say that they haven't built character, they only want achievement most of the times.
And mostly, as you also assess some of the things that have been happening in our nation in the previous years, especially 2024, when we had our mandamanos and we were trying to voice out what we think. But recently, when we've been having the voter registration, we've been having a backlash that this is just an illusion. Young people are not going to vote. They are not going to register as voters. Would you say that as a generation, we are just trying to be visible, whereas we don't have any value, or we've not built or amassed enough value to give out to the world?
I would say, as a generation, we have value so much, but the only thing we haven't understood the potential that we have on what we could do.
Okay.
Let me use an example of what you've given. The young people are out there going for, I would say, they're going for the voters card.
True.
It's that right now it's when it's clicking on their mind that, wait, I need to go for the voters card for me to understand that I can change a leader.
True.
I can keep saying, oh, this leader is bad, this person is bad. But if I haven't taken a voters card, I can't get him out of that office.
True.
That is what it takes to build character.
True.
That I have to wake up, go to the registration desk, register, and then on the day of the voting again, wake up early in the morning, go and vote.
True.
Now, imagine if we didn't understand that. Next year will come again. The same mistakes will happen. We'll still go to the streets.
True.
Recurring things. And that's why the last time I was speaking, I taught people about the square of life, and I told them that there is a desire that you have as a human being.
True.
But there's a time that despair kicks in. When despair kicks in, most of the times you would want to go back to another desire. So that means someone can run 10 businesses in a year and they keep wondering, am I the problem? Well, you know the problem. The thing is, you haven't built discipline in this one business that you've started. You might get losses. You might, it's more of understanding the game and how it works.
True.
So I would say we have value, yes. It's just that we haven't understood the potential that we have a generation to do some of these things.
True.
Yeah.
Wow. And maybe when you bring on board the concern about character, is it that we are half-baked, or are we not taking enough time to build ourselves so that we can present ourselves fully established out there? Or rather, would you say that we are visible and not influential? What's the distinction between maybe visibility and influence?
I would say it's just that we haven't taken so much time to sit down. If I know that there is something that
Yes.
and I need it, the question I need to ask you is, can you teach me?
True.
But as much as you will say yes, another thing that I need to ask myself is, am I ready to sit down under Lewis so that he can teach me this, or I can learn this from him?
True.
So many people will come and tell you, teach me, but they don't have the power to sit down and say, wait, okay, I'm willing to learn.
True.
I'm willing to be consistent and to be committed. We have the power of asking, but you don't have the power or the capacity to hold what it comes with as a generation.
True.
The moment we will sit down with ourselves and say, wait, this thing, by the way, starts from within.
True.
As much as it's more of when we say that one of the most powerful human beings in the world, it's someone who has forgiven themselves.
Okay.
People might see you in a good suit, in a good car, but deep down you haven't forgiven yourself for the things you did last year.
True.
That means you're still holding yourself back from how much potential you can achieve.
True.
And I can say it's just the same exact thing. That so many people, it's that we have the potential to do it.
True.
But the character is all about, are you willing to sit under Lewis as a coach?
True.
Be committed, be consistent, and learn from him. Because you could tell him, teach me. How many people come to me on a daily? So many people, teach me, train me. But the first question I ask them is, are you willing to be committed and consistent? If they answer that question truly from their heart, humbly, openly, and transparently, we can start the training. You could take someone's money from a point of you're training them, but well enough, they're not committed or consistent. By the end of the program, you know what they will have done? They will have done injustice to themselves. That they took the program, they haven't changed anything. So they will think they're the wrong people, they're the bad people. You're not the wrong coach, you're the right one. But the decision they made wasn't, I would say, cooked to a point whereby it was ready to be taken. Yeah.
I think it's also the same concept where so many of us buy so many books. Books you never read.
Yeah, I get it. Because I was also joking around that thing on TikTok on one of my series, and I say that so many of us, on a monthly basis, you'll buy a book, take a picture, post on Instagram and say, new read. But when you come home, you'll find 20, 30 books that you haven't read even one. So your Instagram is eating, but in real sense, you're not doing anything. Yeah.
So we want to look like we have a certain value, but we are not ready to build that value. My goodness, I think as a generation, we have a challenge there. Karen, what do you think so far?
Sorry about that. That's an interesting perspective about it starts with you. And listening to what Brian says, it's character, it's consistency. So I have a question. What are young people getting wrong about personal branding today?
Number one, the likes, the views. That's all that they want. The followers. So if today I wake up, I post a video, and it doesn't get the likes that I was expecting, I stop. If today I post my business and people don't clap for me, I stop. So all we're looking for is external validation, which doesn't actually make sense. I shared a story, and I think, Liz, you're there. The story about when I went to Rwanda. For a whole week, when I went to Rwanda, I remember, I've left Uganda, Tanzania. The last video I posted in Tanzania, gone viral, 300,000 plus views. So many people were reaching out. When I got to Rwanda, I posted my first video, it got 500 views. For a whole week, my videos were getting 100 views. The most got at least 600 views, 50 likes. Until I think the third day in Rwanda, someone commented and said, "Where did your views go?" Wow. I sat down. I took that day, and it was a hard pill to take. But the question I ask myself is, am I here for the views, or am I here to post for that one person who's going to change? That changed everything. I almost stopped, and one of my friends told me, his name is Josh. He told me, "Hey, by the way, what are you doing this for? Is it for the likes? Is it for the views, for the followers, or for that one person that you're willing to change?" I told him for that one person. He told me, then okay, keep doing your thing. When we left Rwanda and then went to Uganda, I posted my first video. It went viral again. Now, one thing I didn't understand is that we were in the Central African time. And most of my videos, so in Central Africa and East Africa, we have a difference in terms of time zone. So probably when the time I was posting that, people were asleep here. And I didn't understand that. Now imagine if I stopped the journey in Rwanda. I couldn't have understand something called character. That, hey, even in content creation, there are things that I need to understand. So I would say if I was chasing the followers, the likes, the views, I could have stopped. So many of us today, what we are getting wrong is the likes, the views, the followers. If it means that you have to be consistent and you want to post about your business, just do it for a whole year. Do it for the next 3 years if possible. Every single day, show up, post about it. Stop seeking for external validation. And I think that is the number one problem that so many people are getting wrong out there. And if you can start from internally, it becomes very easy for us. Yeah.
It must begin from within.
Internal, yeah.
Wow, I think I like it so far because most of us, as you said, get the frustration.
Yeah.
I'm posting, I'm consistent, but we are not getting the conversions.
Yeah.
But sometimes you see social media has its way of also popularizing some certain type of content compared to others. Most of us who are in the educational sector and you are there teaching people so many stuff, you'll find that unlike people in the entertainment industry, yours before you break even, you're going to take some good time. It's a minute. But for those of the others who are in the entertainment industry and all that, because most people go to social media for entertainment. So I think you just need to understand your niche and your ground, and you'll be more informed and you know what to do. And I also believe everybody has their time. As Solomon says that everybody has their time and chance. So as long as today we as your friends are the only people commenting and liking, there will come a day and people will be resonating with your type of content.
100%,
and maybe still there, as we talk about visibility, is it possible to have somebody who is very popular but not influential? Is it possible?
100%. There is a difference. Now let's put it this way. Nowadays, you'll find a celebrity. They have to do something to remain relevant. Today, maybe someone tells you about someone, you say, hey, by the way, I haven't heard about him for, I think, a whole year. So they'll have to do something to remain relevant. Now, let's talk about people like Barack Obama. Let's talk about people
Men of influence.
Let's talk about Wangari Maathai. If I say Wangari Maathai in this room, even the people who are on the other side, they know who this person is because of I would say, the influence she created through what she did. I mean, so many of us are chasing things. That's why I said again when I was starting that there's a difference between character and achievement. Those who are chasing achievement, they're chasing the likes, the views, the followers. You could have 1 million followers. But when it comes to how many people have you changed how they think and how they look at things?
True.
None.
True.
There is someone who could have a solid 10,000 followers,
True.
but they've changed 1 million plus people.
True.
So these two people, one of them, if anything happens today, one of them will remain relevant for their whole life.
True.
The other one will be forgotten there and then.
True.
Yeah.
Wow. And maybe as we also deliberate about being influential and being popular, in the space of now building brands, as we talk about building brands, is it possible that sometimes what we are doing is just performing for attention and not necessarily building a brand? Because sometimes, as you assess, most people, whatever they call brands out there, are not necessarily sustainable things. There are things that, as you said, there is a certain thing that you must keep doing that is sometimes not even comfortable to yourself, or rather to even the people who are around you. And sometimes you have to sacrifice your dignity and your moral standard for that particular thing. And at some time, it might pay, but sustainability is questionable. How can we build a brand that is sustainable? Do we have parameters or structures or systems that we can say, or rather even a model that we can say that if you do this 1, 2, and 3, that particular brand will be sustainable and relevant in longevity?
Number one, I would say that's an amazing question. And I'll go ahead and say that in our generation today, what we're doing wrong, and especially when it comes to any framework on personal branding, is that let me use an example of when we were young, when we were growing up. What would happen is that you would fall down and then you will be, let me use an example of school. So you go to school, if you don't perform well, you come back home, your dad tells you, you're not my kid, you're your mom's daughter, you're your mom's son. So for us, love was not something that was given, it was something that you had to earn, right? So if it's something that is transactional, that means even as we grow up, we now take that same model and pull it to anything that you're doing. So if it is personal branding, if people don't clap for my post, if people don't comment, then I'm not doing the right thing. So what that means is that I will hate myself for no good reason, but just because I am looking for external validation that I'm not getting, I think that I'm not doing it right. In real sense, you're doing it right, everything is okay. It's just that it's something that we've been taught since childhood. So one of the things I tell people, especially as I'm going to talk about it, the statement I'm super proud of, is I told them, hey, be proud of yourself from within before I even tell you that I'm proud of you. That by the time someone tells you, it's just a surplus. It's more of it's a confirmation that hey, by the way, this person has been doing amazing. I've been doing amazing. That I don't have to look outside. That's the first thing. If anything, when it comes to a personal brand and you haven't dealt with your heart, your mind, your soul, you will be a Fortune 500 CEO, a good videographer, a good host, just here in the vicinity. But by the time you leave, you're in your car going home, you start thinking, by the way, did I even do something that has meaning? So you start questioning your own sanity and the things that you're doing. I mean, it all starts from within. If there is anything, any framework that I could give, it's that. Number two, I would say commitment and consistency. And I've spoken about this again and again and again. If anyone wants to build to the next level for you to have longevity, they say that repetition creates reputation. The moment you're able to repeat about this thing, you know, let's say the truth. There are people, if you open your FYP on TikTok, you will find them. You'll open your FYP, find someone like Alex Omozi, open your FYP. Why? Because this person, the media team that he has posts every now and then. That they don't give you time to forget about what this person is doing. Vusi's, I would say, team will post probably 3 or 4 or 5 times a day. So anytime you'll come across his video you like, you'll watch for a minute. So it keeps telling you, hey, this person is still around. So what happens is that your mind gets used to it, and that creates reputation for him in your heart, or maybe even in just in yourself. And that, again, there's something it does. That is now consistency. But so many of us, I'll post a video about my business today, the next time I'll post it next month. And I'll expect, so by the time the end month comes, I'll start beating myself, you know, why is my brand not generating? In real sense, I haven't been committed and consistent to what I'm doing. And probably the last framework that I would give is someone has to have patience and persistency. Patience is if today I used to posting the videos, they used to getting views, likes, comments. Tomorrow, if they don't, will you still show up?
True.
Say the days you will wake up, you don't feel like posting. Will you still post that video? Last year for a whole year, you can't tell me that I was all good throughout the year.
True.
The times I felt I woke up, I didn't feel like posting at all.
True.
But I still showed up, took my camera, recorded and posted. The whole thing is, are we willing to be patient enough
True.
with the results, consistent enough to be committed, and first of all, build the character from within. That means that heal myself of the things that I've had to go through so that they don't transact into the new version of myself that I'm becoming.
True.
Yeah.
And I love how you are putting it, that it must begin from within first. Then all these other things from consistency and all that are now coming to be added unto the same. And there's a question most people, especially my mentees from Certitude, told me that I must ask you. And as we wind up the first segment of our conversation, I think it's the right time. Would you say that a personal brand can be a business?
100%. Because personally, the people that I've met so far, I would say, the people that I've transacted with, the people that I've sat down with, the rooms that I've been in. Last year I was in one of the richest rooms in the country. It was because of my personal brand. That your personal brand, the moment it gives you visibility, you can transact down to your businesses, to your friends, to anybody around you. It's the trust that I have in you that I'm going to tell someone, oh, you're talking about digital marketing. I know someone who's called Lewis and you can join his school. You understand? So the whole thing is that if I don't trust you, even your circle, it won't matter. But if I trust you in a big way, I can transact anything to you. Oh, Lewis, do you know someone who does this? If you know someone, you tell me, yes, I do. Why? Because I trusted you. But so many people, they don't see the need of building a brand that is trusted, a brand that people can emulate, a brand that I could say this person empowered and impacted me in a big way, because that alone is more of a referral, just through a word of mouth. I can say, oh, you're looking for this? Look for, I know someone who does this. That is a personal brand they've built, maybe through, because they've earned your trust. So if anything, I would say, yes, it is. It's something that you can transact with, and especially when it comes to something that it's like a business. You can transact down to your businesses, to anything that you're doing. Yeah.
But I think it is the one that requires the most patience, because paying off is unlike
100%.
a business where you're transacting on a daily basis. I think now we are more informed, and this has been our first segment of our first episode, and we are cruising on very nicely. We've heard from Brian that your personal brand can be your business. You can build wealth around your personal brand. So I think this is just echoing what we said last week, Karen, that the biggest investment you can make is investing in yourself. Investing in yourself. So anytime you're investing in yourself, I think it's a step in the right direction towards building something that is going even to outlive you. We've seen people, the likes of Miles Monroe, the daughter and the progeny, now taking advantage of that big brand that was built without buildings, without structures, without anything, just a name. And I think it's also echoing what the Word of God says, that a good name is worth more than rubies. So anytime you are vested in building a wonderful name, that name will talk on your behalf. It will go even to places you have not gone. I can assure you, Brand Nyambego has gone to places where you as a person have not gone. You have followers in places where you have not gone yet. And I believe having that conversation in that regard is very deep and very rich. And we can't wait to hear more from you in the next segment. As of now, allow me to remind you that our numbers are there. Make sure you keep your questions coming. Today we have Brian Nyambego in the room, and he's saying he's super proud of you. I'm also going to be introducing another book that he has authored, and we are going to be interacting more with him. So come ready. Don't touch that dial. In just 2 minutes, we'll be back. Bye-bye.
Every great journey begins with a single step. And at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, that step is met with warmth, guidance, and possibility. Here, learning goes beyond the books. It is where future healthcare heroes are nurtured by passionate instructors who believe in their potential. From theory to practice, our healthcare assistant students gain real-world skills in real healthcare settings, preparing them to serve, support, and make a difference from day one. Because at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, we don't just teach healthcare, we empower excellence. Admissions are now open for our January and February intakes. Step into your future today. Find us at Blessed House, 5th floor, opposite Garden City Mall. Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, empowering excellent healthcare.
Once again, I am super proud of you. Thank you for being with us this far. And so far, we've been learning a lot. Our brand Nyambego has been sharing with us a lot of nuggets of wisdom, especially around the area of personal branding. We've just learned that you don't need to chase. You just need to be consistent, build, and it must first start from within. We usually say that which you've not convinced yourself, you cannot convince the world. So it must begin with you first. Are you able first to buy yourself? Some of us want to present something to the world and we've not resonated with it yet. And I believe so far, so good. This time round, we are going to be having a lot of engagement from your questions. I can see much of your questions coming in. But before then, allow us to finalize on a conversation that we had begun, especially around the area of sustainability and building a brand that is not just for seeking relevance or seeking validation, but something that is valuable, something that is transformative, that something that will make you influential, not just popular. Karen,
Yes.
over to you.
Thank you so much, Coach Lewis. Brian mentioned something about, I will classify it as identity, starting with you. It brings up to the question of how does one discover what they should be known of when it comes to personal branding?
I would say number one, when it comes to purpose, especially something that is under anything under identity. Identity is first. It starts from the environments that you put yourself in.
Yeah.
Now, let's say if the things that the times you'll be in spaces and you'll say, I think I belong here. I think I belong here. Or sometimes you say, I feel I belong here. Now, the moment you put yourself in those spaces more often, you'll start understanding yourself. Now, it depends, again, I would say, that today, I want to put it in the best way possible. You will never give what you don't have, and you attract who you are. If I put myself in the right environment with the right people, and I believe that it is where I belong, and I am willing and committed to receive and take from them in a big way, it adds up to my cup, because you never pour from an empty cup again. So identity is all about the spaces that you put yourself in. And I remember, again, the last time I spoke at a conference, I say that you're an average of the 5 people around you. 5 people could be what you listen to, what you watch, the people you sit around and what they speak. If you sit around people who speak negatively, you'll become a negative person. If you sit around people whose way of thinking is, you can do this, you can go here, you can do this, you will adapt the same exact mindset and even more. Now, the whole thing is the environments. Let's use an example of a Coca-Cola soda. At the supermarket, different price. Let's say from probably the distributors, a different price. The shop, a different price. Supermarket, a different price. You go to Java, a different price. You go to CJ's, a different price. You go to the airport, a different price. When the plane takes off, a different price. Same bottle of soda, same amount. The only thing is the environment that it changes. So the moment you're willing to change your environment, even your identity sometimes shifts. Yeah.
And maybe if we also borrow a leaf from what you just said, that sometimes environments and the people around you define your identity and are able even to shape that which you believe is within you, and you believe it is bringing out a solution to the world. But sometimes people are stuck from a point of, especially when you interact with young people, you realize somebody is a talented musician, somebody is in professionally they're in finance, they are also talented ministers of the gospel, and they are like, how am I able to balance all these brands? Should everything in you become a brand, or is it you that makes a decision of what to present?
I would say that you could have 5 things that you can do, 6 things that you can do, but it is that one that you can do perfectly well. Now, I can train people about public speaking.
True.
I can train people about communication skills. True. And I can train people about personal branding. But what can I do best? Personal branding any day.
True.
I could get your brand from this amount of, I would say, clientele to this amount of clientele. When it comes to visibility from this point to this point, I can do it. I know how to shift it. But the whole thing is public speaking comes second, sales, all those things. I can teach someone the whole framework. But what is the best thing that I can do out of the 5, out of the 6? Now that is a gift that God has given me. So same thing with every single person who's in this room. I could have a glimpse about videography, but there is someone who's very good at it. I can take a camera, take a picture, and say that, oh, this is something that I can do. But there is someone somewhere who will come and tell you this is not the best angle to take a picture from. So as much as you can take that picture, the angle matters, the settings of the camera matter. So it's all about there's something that you can do best, and you can actually take someone's hand, sit them down, and believe that by the time they're done, by the time you're done with this meeting, I'll have transformed them fully. But that one that I'm doubting, I'm not so sure. That's probably something I can do, but I can't do it to my best level possible. Yeah.
But you can still
still do it, yeah.
Because I've also seen such becoming a very big problem, especially among young people, when you realize professional-wise you are good with finance, and you can be this finance consultant in spaces and all that. But also you realize you're very passionate about marriages.
Yeah.
And you need to be in spaces telling people. Now, and sometimes you see a person, you've been knowing them, like recently, allow me not to mention names, but there's one who is very good in finance, but lately we've seen him digress into content creation, doing everything. And I tend to believe is because sometimes even as a personal brand, there's a time you hit, you encounter a bottleneck. You realize that as much as I've been pushing this thing, it is not going beyond here. So what many people tend to do is digress into another thing that they purport will make them more popular, or will attract more traction to them. So maybe to that one person, you can tell them a thing, especially when they feel like what they have been doing consistently, it's almost experiencing a bottleneck. It's not moving. They are pushing, but they are not going beyond a certain level. Maybe you can address such a person.
I would say there is always a breakthrough. There is always a break even. The only thing is, it could be tomorrow, a day before you actually stop teaching people about that finance. It could be a day before you stop doing that content creation. It could be a day before you stop that business. The next day, you're probably going to get a client who will pay you 10 times more you've ever received. But just because you said, I don't think this is my thing, then you stop. Because you haven't seen the results at the word go instantly as our generation does. For example, if you give a monkey 1,000 shillings and a banana, it will definitely go for a banana because it wants something they can take there and then. But it doesn't understand that 1,000 shillings could actually buy it more than 100 plus or 200 plus bananas. The whole thing is about how we think and how we look at things. So the breakthrough is there, the break even is there, but it's all about how you see it from within your heart, your mind, and your soul. So if anything, I will tell you this. Just go. I would say be at it all the way until you see the results. If you haven't seen the results, it's about to be there. I mean, someone was asking me the other day, Brian, does the process know that we are trusting it? Someone asked me that, and I told them, The whole thing is that the universe, but above all, God will give you what you desire in your heart. Because in Matthew 7:7 it says, asking will be given, okay, and that will be open. In Habakkuk 2 verse 2, first off, it talks about vision. So Matthew 7:7 talks about providence. And then it goes ahead in Hebrews 10:35, it says, and your courage will reward you greatly. So the thing I would ask them is this: are they willing to be courageous enough to step out even when they don't know what will happen tomorrow? That's it.
Wow, I think, yes, Karen, what do you
Coach
think?
Lewis, I would love to interrupt you. This goes to the youth. You find that in most settings, you have to be very experienced when doing something. But again, maybe you know something, but you're not entirely experienced. Do you think that the youth can grow into it?
100%. Now, my first ever event, I hosted 2,000 people. People said at the back of the people who said this statement, so Brian thinks that 2,000 people is 20 people. You know, you haven't done a masterclass or even 100 people. But I know I have this thing. I can believe in myself and I can do this thing. The only thing I need is a good strategy. So the first thing I'll tell them is that you can know a tiny bit of something, but if you have a good strategy around, because today our world doesn't reward, or how can I put it? In our today's world, it rewards more people who are audacious enough to go out for what they want. If I know I'm good at this thing and I can talk about it all the way, there is someone who doesn't know anything about AI, but they are talking about it repeatedly. This person will get more opportunities than the person who knows about it, but they're keeping quiet. So I would say our world today rewards audacious people. Our world today, it doesn't reward, I would say, intelligent people, but people who are fast enough to implement what they have to. So if you don't implement, you know this thing, but you don't want to implement, it becomes very hard. So I could know a tiny bit of something and bring strategy to it, and I'm audacious enough to move. The world will reward me any day, anytime. So I think that is how I was able to also host my first event, gather 2,000 people. And yeah, since then it's been history, I can say. Yeah.
Wow, and I think when you talk about that's an area of personal interest. When you talk about knowing something little and putting strategy to it, and that's how I began my school. Because at that particular time, I used to be earning from a certain digital skill, only one. But I believed that with the right strategy, I'll be able to bring even on board experts from other areas and present to the world that we can train you a myriad of skills within the digital scope. And 7 years into it, we are having a different conversation. So you don't need to know everything. You just need to believe in that little thing you have. In business, we usually say that the hardest step is the first step.
100%.
Is the first step. So for as long as you've been able to make that first step, resources are going to come along the way. People are going to align. The world is going to align as a result of what you believe in. Allow me to give a shout out to a few of our followers, especially from Facebook. I can see Timothy Munywa. Thank you so much, Timothy Munywa, for watching. Eric Karemi, thank you so much. Alex E. Amani, thank you so much. Lucy Mwikali, thank you so much. I can also see Kennedy Kamau. Kennedy Kamau was our previous guest. We hosted. Thank you so much. And as we progress, I think it's also imperative if we also mention a few of the few mistakes that young people make in the personal branding journey. Yeah, a few of the mistakes many people make.
I would say when it comes to personal branding, some of the things is that we will find a trainer or someone to coach us when we don't know what we want. If I come to you today and I tell you, Lewis, this is what I want you to help me with, you will create a framework that will suit that same need. Let's say I come from a point of I'm not so sure, so I'll give you everything from something that I'm thinking, and you will create a framework for exactly that. When you go to a doctor, you don't think of I'm not so sure of how I feel. Probably it's here. No, you tell them specifically this is how I feel, so they can prescribe the right drug for you. So I would say the whole thing about our generation today is that the one mistake is yes, we want help, but you're not sure of what we want help with or in. That's it. Second mistake that people usually make in personal branding is, again, I'm going to repeat, falling into this whole thing of likes, I would say the comments. I would say the followers, to be specific.
True.
I want 1 million followers. Now let's imagine we got someone and we asked them, hi, how many followers do you want? 1 million. So let's say we just had a way to push those 1 million followers to his account or her account. The next day in the morning, they will be confused of what to do with these people. They'll start thinking, oh, should I start a business? Should I? Because they don't know what audience they've actually attracted. The moment you don't grow your brand to a certain level, you won't understand who your audience is. But the moment you've grown it from 0, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, you've known these people of mine who are following me, they're following me because I share nuggets on personal branding. They're following me because I share nuggets on digital marketing, because I share nuggets on, I would say, finances. So it becomes very easy for you, even if I post something, it won't just go without being seen. People will buy it, people will get it. But so many of us as human beings, we just want followers from nowhere without understanding that this is a work in progress that I have to put in. So I would say for me, if there's something I've had to learn, it's that one. And another thing, consistency. People are not consistent enough. I'll post my business today. The next time I'll post it is next month. But in between, when the month is ending, I start telling myself, I'm stupid. And remember, what you speak to yourself,
you become.
You become. So the moment you tell yourself that, even the next time you're posting that video, you won't be content of what you're posting. So I would say so many people are failing at that. And one thing that we can do to stop that is find someone who's experienced in that area, or someone who knows something that you don't know. Sit down with them and tell them, hey, teach me. But remember, again, you have to be committed and consistent from your end. Yeah, in a big way.
And Willie is asking how to deal with imposter syndrome when people start calling you an expert when creating online.
I would say imposter syndrome is something that probably everybody has. Now, before I step on a stage, say this Saturday, I'll be standing in front of 1,000 people speaking. Before I stand on that stage, will I be anxious? Yes. But the quality of a question that I'll ask myself will determine the quality of an answer that I will give to myself. Let's use an example. If I tell myself, oh, I don't know how I feel anymore, let me just go. That day, I have a chance of either speaking to them or leaving and going, and then they will ask, where did Brian go? But I have a chance of telling myself, hey, Brian, you earned this. You are here because you put in the work. Step on that stage, do the most, do the best. Even the best speakers in the world, they're anxious at some point. When people take you as an expert in an area, but deep down, I haven't earned that much, but I know I can teach them this valuable skill. You don't have to beat yourself up because, I don't know as much as so-and-so from a different country, from a different space. No. That you know, put it so well that when you teach them, to be a valuable thing. Vusi says, when you say it for the first time, say it for the first time. When you say it for the second time, let it sound different. The third time, the fourth, the fifth, it should never be the same. But by the time someone is hearing it for the fifth time, they believe that this is a totally different idea. But for you, it's the same thing that I've given in 5 different ways. Yeah.
Wow, I think, Willie, you have your answer. And we also have Kim saying, good morning, KBN. How do you avoid copying people you admire?
That's another mistake that people do. Most of the times I would say authenticity is one of the greatest things that we can have as human beings, especially when you're building your brand. Be authentic enough. Now, when I was starting my content creation, the first thing I asked myself is, should I get a podcast set, start recording my content from this corner of my house? But I said, you know what? I don't have to beat myself up. I can take my phone every morning when I'm going for my walks or my rides and record myself. If you check my videos on TikTok, it's not that I'm seated somewhere talking, I would say, perfectly. No, I'll be on my run, I'm sweating, but I'm recording a video because I know it's not about my face, it's not about what I'm wearing, it's about the content and the value that I'm giving people. And most of the times, those videos will move in a big way. I think the whole thing is about authenticity. Right now, we're in a space whereby authenticity will reward you. Just take your phone, record yourself. Stop waiting for the right moment to get that lighting, that podcast setup, or to start doing. No, just take the phone that you have, start with it, because that will also teach you character as you build one. But so many people don't have that authenticity. So you'll find that if I know someone who's doing this content, I will beat myself up to buy podcast equipment. By the time I start recording, I don't get views. So I start thinking that I'm the wrong person. But I could have done my content in my own way and done it to the best. For someone you look up to, I tell people a lot, that's why again, starting from within. I was on an interview last year around November. They asked me, who's your role model? I told them, my role model is me in the next 5 years.
Sure.
Reason being, I'm not fighting to compete with someone or be like someone. I'm fighting to make sure that that version of me will be proud of the me who started 5 years ago.
True. You're better.
Yeah, that's it. And then everybody else comes after.
True.
Because now, who is the first person? It's me.
True.
I start from within. But so many people, I'll take a role model, yes,
True.
or someone I look up to and start doing things like them. So if they don't work, I think that I'm a failure.
True.
The only thing that you have to do is just make that version of you 5 years ahead proud. That's all.
True. Wow. I think, Kim, you have your answer very right there, that you don't need to be copying those people you look up to. You just need to think about that person you want to be, and maybe you can get some few attributes from them, because sometimes modeling is also very critical. Yeah, you also see Leah saying that I started posting and suddenly I'm overthinking everything. My voice, my face, and including even my message. What should I do?
8 months ago, I met a young guy. His name is Wangai. People know him on TikTok. He had 2,000 followers then when I met him, and he told me, Brian, I hate my voice. I'll be having a conversation with him this Saturday, one-on-one, on the podium. And I asked him, hey, what's on about your voice? Are you willing to be committed and consistent? And he said yes. It's been 8 months now. He's built a community of about 170,000, I think 177,000 plus on TikTok. He's gotten from 200 followers on Instagram to 48,000 on Instagram, right? I helped him sign his first 2 brand deals this January. When I look at it, the question I asked him, are you willing to be committed and consistent? And he said yes. Right now, he listens to his own content and he's happy. He's able to stand in front of people and speak. Why? Consistency. You might feel weird when you're starting off, but the moment you repeatedly listen to yourself and say, wait, you know, sometimes I listen to my own content. I'll take 5 of my videos and just sit down and listen to them. Before, I will never would have a TV interview like this. When I go to my country, watch it again. I wouldn't even want someone to tell me, you know, I had you. No, stop there. Let me go.
I had myself too.
Yeah. So the whole thing is that repetition. Just do it repeatedly until you get used to you. But also, as much as you do that, listen to yourself and tell yourself. It's more of, how can I put it? It's more of sitting down and seeing the things that you're doing and reflecting on them. Have I done this right? Have I done this wrong? Move ahead, do it. So I would say they're just a bit away from being the best in what they're doing in the content creation journey. But if they hold on, I don't love my voice, it will be very hard for them. It should just keep doing it again and again. Yeah.
Wow, and I also see Angela here asking, how do I stay consistent when I have a full-time job?
Consistency is not about every day. No, sorry. Consistency is not about 24 hours in a day. Consistency is about the reason so many of us have 20, 30 books in our house and we're not reading any is because you keep putting yourself in someone else's shoes and you're like, I need to read a book this week. So when you don't find time to read, you beat yourself up. Well, I can take a book that has 200 pages and read 4 or 5 pages every day. I mean, if I can find time to scroll on TikTok for a whole hour, maybe 30 or even 20 minutes, I can find time to read a book, trust you me. It's just the priorities that I've set aside. The priority should be, today I'm going to read a book, 5 pages only, this evening. Tomorrow, the same thing. By the end of the month, you'll have read 1 book. A year, you'll have done 12 books. How much wisdom and knowledge is that? So much. But we keep beating ourselves thinking that I need to read 4 books this month. You can only start with 1. A habit becomes a habit after 29 to 30 days. But for me, my philosophy is 30 good days. That's it. If you can do it for 30 days consistently, you can do it for a whole year, you can do it for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you've just answered the right way, because sometimes we have responsibilities, and by the fact that you're building a personal brand, it doesn't mean that you must now put away everything else that you've been doing. It's just coming to complement what you do. And as you said, it's just a game of priorities. What you prioritize the most, you tend to do to create time for it. Let's have one last one from Brian here. He's asking, is it wrong as a Christian to want visibility and influence?
It's one of the best things that you can have as a human being, I would say. You know, the whole thing is that that visibility and that influence that you want, what did you want to do it with?
True.
Now, the last time we met at the conference, there's a lady who came and told me, hey, Wangai is my mentor. I loved that.
True.
I have empowered someone, and this person has empowered someone.
True.
It makes me happy to see that the person I have empowered has also held someone's hand and lifted them up. Now imagine how much of a chain we'll have created by the time 10 years come, 20 years come. Same exact thing. Influence is a good thing. And I would say, as much as you have this influence, how do you use it? How you use it matters a lot. But if I'm willing to be selfish with my influence, then it doesn't do any justice for me. So if it means starting from within, we should start from there. Yeah, ask yourself the question, why do I want this influence? As a Christian, it's good. I know so many friends of mine who are Christians. They have so much influence and they're using it for the right way. Yeah.
We are also Christians and we are also influential.
And that actually gives you a platform to praise God more.
True, and reflect His goodness. I think we've come so far so good, and the conversation has been wonderful. Our time is limited, but I'm double sure you're going to get another opportunity so that we can continue advancing with this wonderful conversation. Karen, maybe you can give a parting shot as we wind up.
Today's conversation, a lot has been discussed, and picking from everything and summarizing, when it comes to personal brand, it starts with your character. It starts from within. Then you have to be committed. You can't just start something, then leave it, then leave it in the middle. You have to complete it. So to our audiences, I hope you had a wonderful time listening to the conversation.
Wow, Brand Nyambego is a global personal branding trainer. You guys don't know what we had today, or rather who we had today. And he's also a renowned author of 3 books. He's going to tell us more about them. But with me today, I am super proud of you. I'm super proud of you. I know he's going to tell us why he thought so. And I also have becoming an extraordinaire. So thank you so much, sir, for even honoring our invitation and even for the benevolence of your knowledge and accepting to share with our young people much of the things you already know about personal branding. We know you've invested, you've done so much to gather all that information. Thank you once again. And maybe in a minute you can also give a parting shot and also tell that mentee who may want to join your class how they can get hold of you.
First off, or as I give this parting shot, I will tell you 3 things. Just live, love, laugh. By live, I mean live your dream. Stop asking people, what should I do? And start asking yourself, what am I doing that will get me to the next level? There's a quote by theologian Howard Thurman, and it says that don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, then go do that, because what the world needs are people who have come alive. Number 2, love. I mean, it starts from within. Love your neighbors as you love yourself. If you can start from within, you will not seek for validation, and no amount of external validation will make you step on your values and your truths. Lastly, laugh. It's not bad to take yourself out for that solo date. It's not bad to take yourself out for that event. It's not bad to invest in yourself, invest in who you're becoming. It's not bad. The only thing is you need to understand the best investment that you can make is in yourself, because that is the only thing that doesn't have a market crash. So if anything, start from within. Live, love, laugh. And if anybody wants to find me on the social media, my name is Brian Nyambego, all across all platforms. If you want to join my trainings and all that. But above all, this Saturday on the 28th of March, I'll be hosting an event that you can show up on Nairobi Cinema. I'll be launching my 2 books. I am super proud of you and becoming an extraordinaire. Thank you so much for having me here, and I wish you all the best out there. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. That has been Brian Nyambego, and he's the author, Becoming an Extraordinaire, and I am super proud of you. I think I am super proud of you. And that has been amazing. This has been KBN, and until next time, this is your digital coach, Lewis Ndege. Bye-bye.